2016. How long ago is that? Where are we? 2016, 4 years ago. 4 years ago, me and a friend of mine, who's also a musician, that at the time went by Celadon City, he now goes by Academy Garden. Check out his music, it's amazing. It's great. He was staying at my house. I used to have a lot of people that would come and like just stay at my house for a few days, a few weeks, back in 2016. It was called House of Omni. And anytime an artist would stay here, we would spend their time here making a project, whether it was a song or a little like animation video or even like poetry or short stories. We would just work on stuff, photo shoot. And me and at the time Celadon City, their name is Ethan, so I'm just gonna for the rest of this story refer to Academy Garden as Ethan. Me and Ethan made a song together. The thing was, at the time, I was making very cutesy, energetic music, and Ethan was making ambient music. For those of you that have been following my music into more recently, you know that I've even dabbled in ambient stuff now, but at the time I had no idea how to make ambient music. So me and Ethan tried to make a collaboration with our kind of conflicting styles, and we finally rested on a song that was called Embrace. Some people might Embrace in this stream. I feel like Cyber does. I want to say Maddie might. Anyways, I had a song called Embrace with Ethan. A few years went by. Me and Ethan didn't really have a falling out, but Ethan stopped doing music as frequently to focus on school, and I did the opposite of that. And I was coming out with Lush Stream. Now, Lush Stream, if you listen to the first few seconds of it, the first chord that you hear, that's the chord from Embrace. And it's not only the chord from Embrace, it is the song Embrace. I took the song Embrace and I chopped it up and I sampled it. So the main two chords from Buttonwillow, this one and this one, are from that song. So I took Embrace and I chopped it up and I added a bunch of reverb to it and I reversed certain sections of it, but I didn't detune it, I didn't retune it. So those chords remain the same. So if you go and you listen to Embrace and you listen to Buttonwillow, you can see the similarities there. And so when making Buttonwillow, I sampled and chopped up a lot of my songs, but the one with Celadon City ended up sounding the coolest. I found that if you sample songs that are really rich dynamically, for example, if I just take this piano bit that I'm playing and I sample it and slow it down or chop it up and screw it around and reverse it, I can get some pretty interesting sounds. However, if I have this going on, if I have these piano chords going, and then I have like a bass line that's down here, something doing, and then I have strings up on it, and I have brass, and I have vocals, it makes the sound file more rich. So when I'm chopping it and reversing and doing all that weird stuff, I can get some more weird artifacts that previously would be very difficult to attain. So I chopped up the song, I turned it into the song Buttonwillow. The reason that the song is called Buttonwillow is because I was doing a lot of back and forth between Southern California and Northern California that year. Hello JH, good morning by the way. I was doing a lot of traveling between Southern California and Northern California. This had a lot to do with work and also work. It was like I was working on commissions and stuff up there, but I was also touring a lot in California. And for those of you that do live here or just familiar with the shape of California, going from Los Angeles to San Francisco is like a 7-ish hour drive. So it's not super convenient. But I was doing it a lot, and after a while I started taking buses to get up there because I was like, this is just putting a ridiculous amount of miles on my car. I started taking Megabus to get up there. And if you're taking the Megabus north to get to the bay, it stops at a place called Buttonwillow. If you're taking it south, it does not stop in the same spot. But if you're taking it north, it stops in a town called Buttonwillow. And I was like, what a cool, quaint name. The town itself is horrible. I would never want to live there. It's just a nothing, like, truck stop town. But a very cool name. And at the time of me being in Buttonwillow, the megabus broke down and we ended up having to wait for another megabus to come get us. And most of the people were really, antsy and upset and angry. But I didn't really there was no rush for me, so I just took out my laptop and a Popeyes, there's a Popeyes there that's connected to a gas station, and started working on the track. And I needed an official name for it because I was going to be submitting it to publishing that weekend. And, I just looked up and Buttonwillow was the name of the town that I was in. I was like, that's a pretty cool name. So I ended up calling the song Buttonwillow. And that's a very long and convoluted but informative story of how Buttonwillow was made. Who asked that again? I don't even remember who asked. But I hope you got the answer you were looking for. Yeah. I love that song.